morning. What a fabulous crowd, and what a delight to be here. You know, my sister and I are going to be spending the day with you all, and what I thought, and I was discussing with the team, that I'll begin this morning by telling you a very deeply personal story. We will hear about great technology, we'll hear about great deep technology being created by women. We will talk about technology affecting lives of millions around the globe. But what I will start with is the story of two sisters, is the story of a family, is a very deeply personal journey of who we were as young kids and who we are as leaders today on a global platform. So I hope you all enjoy this. You'll hear a lot of technology. You'll hear a lot of world-changing philosophies. But what I'm going to share is a very personal story. This story can be traced 7 generations back. So a little bit about our family background before I start. So we come from a family of teachers. Our mother is a teacher. She's still teaching us and raising us. She still thinks we are so much of work in progress. So I come from a family of teachers, civil servants, and freedom fighters. Our great-grandfather was a very well-known freedom fighter. He was a very dear friend of Mahatma Gandhi, and he gave up his entire empire for freedom. His sons and daughters struggled after that. We are the 3rd generation from that family. So we grew up, Farzana and I grew up with the only conversation at home being, the job worth doing is the one where you serve the community. The job worth doing is when you're building a nation. I'm a physicist. I really am a physicist. So y is equal to fx is my defining equation of life. The only thing we focus on is fx. Y comes. There's another saying in Urdu. I know this, I will translate it, but it's called the niyat means everything. The intent to do good. The intent to move the needle for women across the globe was instilled very early on. I think by the time we came out of our diapers, we were very clearly understood that you have to move the needle. You have to make the ummah, the community, the country, the family proud. We didn't know. We didn't know what we are going to do to be making that kind of an impact. But we were very, very clear that we had to go out and build our own names. We had to go out and make everyone proud. So I'm going to run a small music for all of you. It's one of my favorite Urdu couplet. It's a song. So you're in India. Everything happens with a song and dance. So we're going to have some bit of music. Guys, first a round of applause for all of you. And why do I say that? Because I know it's a long weekend. I know all the women sitting here have to go back home and prepare for the puja tomorrow and have to look after families. So thank you for coming here, ladies. So I'm going to play this video. It's my favorite song. It's a favorite Urdu couplet. It just says, and I'll translate it, that the road ahead is very difficult. The road ahead is full of obstacles. The road ahead will make you fall and hurt. But every time you have to get up and do, because that is what the heart wants to do. So guys, shall we do that? So did you get that? So your heart does what your heart wants to do. So my sister and I were born in a place called Orissa in the eastern part of India. Our mother is a role model, and this is my sister and me. So when she comes on stage later and she says we are of the equal age, you know that's not true. She's years younger to me. She's taller than me though, and the smarter one of both of us. This is our home in Saudi Arabia. My mother homeschooled Farzana and me. So we are a product of homeschooling. by a woman who's the most educated in our family. She's a doctorate. Our father and both of us are masters, so we never forget that point. Uh, and she has been the most inspiring uh, person for us. And we don't realize how much family has an effect on you. Through the next 10, 5, 6 minutes that I'll run through the slides, what I'm going to do in every slide is telling you how technology we have used in our daily lives, right? So I went on to do astrophysics. I am Mensa, so I am quite intelligent. I'm a female Sheldon. For any of y'all who watch Big Bang, I'm one of that. So it took me a lot to come on stage and be like this. It really, I had to go against my DNA because I would just prefer sitting and writing or studying. So for me, this is something I have worked on. This doesn't come naturally to, I think, either of us. So Farzana and I were homeschooled. Then we went on, she went on to do her engineering, MBA. I went on to do my physics. And every time we were working, we had these two as our role model. These are our parents. Y'all must see them because they're gorgeous human beings. They came back to India in '97 to look after their family, their parents, their set of parents, which was very unheard of, sorry, '97, which is very unheard of because that was not India shining. Both of them have great careers across the globe. Both had their friend circle there. They just packed their bags and came back to look after their parents. And the karmic cycle we are doing to them. So Farzana and I have also moved back to India to look after them. They were able to do their careers out of India with the use of technology. This very human story, I will injunct with a lot of technology that we use. AI is for India. Quantum mechanics is for India. These technologies will help India become a developed nation. These technologies will give access to the unorganized work sector that is there in India. You know, I think, I'm not sure about exact numbers, but it's 20 to 30% that is only organized in India. The rest is unorganized workforce in India. Technology will give access to jobs. Technology, I deeply believe, technology will enable each of us to be the highest potential we could be. The best version of ourselves will be with the use of technology. We came back to India because our dad's unwell. He's undergoing dialysis, and I share this on all platforms because my dad could have chosen to be anywhere in the world to get this treatment done. He decided to come back to he decided to do it only in India. And he says, you know, when you have to go, you have to be buried in your soil. So I think it's a very important aspect that we forget that community building is so key. All his friends, everything is here now. His treatment is being done by a panel of doctors spreading across Europe and the US. Technology is what has enabled me to be able to working my business out of 4 time zones from Bangalore last night, to be being with you all and having this fabulous session with you all, and also at the same time monitoring how my dad's condition is. And I have 2 boys. So as a mother of 2, you know how bad that can be, and of boys. So my dad is getting treated out of Bombay by doctors across the globe. That is only possible with technology. I can't think of anything else that will enable that. This is our family. My husband, 1 son is there, 1 is watching something on YouTube. Mom, Farzana. This is strength, guys. What I want you all to take away from today is an inspiration to please focus on human relationships. Career will happen. Use technology to better productivity was a mantra of the 90s. Use technology to better your life is the current decade philosophy. Use technology to create jobs. I think as women leaders, it is fundamental to be known as people who create jobs. One of my focus for this decade is to make India the intellect capital of the world, is to make brands out of India, besides the Tatas and the Birlas and the Ambanis and the 3, 4 big business houses, where we create millions of jobs. And to do that and to help me in that, there is a plethora of technologies that we are using. There are lots of fabulous technologists who are working with us on this dream to ensure we are a young nation. We are not yet a developed nation. The only way we will get there is if we create brands out of India, if we create a solid middle class out of India, if we create a large company where people will say, when we put up on the newspaper, Arvind becoming IBM CEO, and there's a matter of pride. Sundar becoming CEO, and matter of pride. I want my sons to grow up saying someone becoming the CEO of Tata or X or Y in India, and that's global news. That's my dream for the future. Process productivity and all that we have done. So I work for this company. I joined this company when I was an intern. It's my 22nd year working for them. So yes, I'm very loyal, as you can see. Or the fact that no one else is offering me a job, but they identified a 19-year-old and gave her a platform to perform. I'm of that vintage where I've seen mainframe coding. I don't know how many of you all know that, but the first time I saw, and I'm like, oh my God, what is this? From there to packaged implementation of software, to transforming outsourcing deals for the large brands out of India, to today where we are sitting on the table and we are defining future business models for these brands. All the Fortune 50 companies we work with. So everyone knows TCS here, and I'm sure you know more about it, but what I want to bring out here is that when I started, my employee number is 10,000 something. So today we are 5 lakh plus. So scaling, going global is something I have been taught on the job in the last 21 years. It's very important to stay the course, guys. It's very, very important to stay the course. I have been able to do what I did because of my family. That's my sister and I. What I wanted to say on that is, it's important to find your true north. I think we all focus on technology or science or process or company or progress or becoming a VP or a CEO. We don't focus on true north. We need to find people in our lives who will center us. We need to have people in our life who will cheer for us when we fail. I think each of you in the room need to find that, because that will differentiate between success and failure. I know my time's up, I'll take 3 more minutes. It's very important, very, very important to be the best version of yourself. India will only progress if half of you in the room go and start companies and half of you drive large companies. Equality and inclusiveness is very key to growth mindset. We are different, but not less. I think it's essential to believe that. So while I got a platform, so I started off as a trainee, went on to do things. So whether I'm driving and owning 50,000 crores as a P&L and giving it to the group, what it gives me? It gives me a platform, it gives me a voice to go and change the narrative to what I think should it be. Today, I can do things for women empowerment and gender equality at a global level because the platform given to me has enabled. So when I'm saying it comes from a position of strength, that she's done that 2.5 decades now, she knows what she's talking. If Farzana and I can do it, all of you can do it. Building global companies. So I serve on the board of a lot of large companies around the world, and my only focus for this decade is to ensure that there is inclusiveness and there is gender equality. So my strength and my platform that was given to me, I have used to build large companies, building communities. Very important, find your tribe, stick to your tribe, help them grow. If you don't let your community grow, you will not grow. So I serve on the board of large companies. I have communities across the globe where I'm involved. When I say that, as I started off saying, the only job worth doing is nation building and community building. Every market, every country that we operate in, we invest in the community. So whether it's cancer research, it's education, whatever. And these are fundamental to who I am as a person. Nation building is very, very important to me. As I said, we don't have option B. This is the country all of us are born in, we have to make it progress. And every generation should take it a step closer to being a developed nation and an intellect capital. I do lots and lots of work. When I say I mean a lot of team from across companies, across globe who work together to build companies that our future generation will use, which means inclusive, which means they are careful about the planet, they save the planet. It is so important to be true to who you are. So my management style has always been authentic. I am who I am. I wear a salwar kameez, I wear a sari. I am like this for the last 21 years. There has no change. Just a little fatter and older, but nevertheless the same. I'm very collaborative, and the reason I'm sharing this with you all, as you grow up, I have failed tremendously, ladies. I have fallen, I have had bad bosses, I have been judged, I have been any worse thing you can think of, I have been there and done that. But every time I had family and friends cheering me up to get up and try this again. So when I end this, I want you all to remember a couple of things. Persevere. It took me 22 years to be here on this platform. Please persevere. Do not give up. Do not let anyone tell you you are less. You are different, but you are not less. Do not let anything in life dictate who you will be and who you should be. Please realize your potential. Whether you like technology or not is not important. What is important is that technology is a way of life. Educate your communities and your families for the use of technology. So this is a story of two sisters who used technology to be on a global platform and now are using technology for nation building. I want at least 10-20% of you leading global tech companies. So the next CEOs should come from here. Thank you so much, ladies.